Can you imagine living outside the Earth while still being so comfortable? Furthermore, you feel your physical and mental health improving there. That's possible. You just have to explore the concept and understand the potential of living on an exoplanet. In this video, I'll cover the latest discoveries of exoplanets so you can understand what life could be like there. Watch the video till the end so you don't miss any exciting information. Let's get started. Exoplanets are the planets that stay beyond our solar system. They orbit other stars but are considered free-floating, meaning they aren't connected with any star. Most exoplanets remain in a relatively small region of the Milky Way. NASA's Kepler Space Telescope allowed for the theory that our galaxy has even more planets than stars. Before we discuss the planet types, you must understand the role of size and mass and how it affects a planet. Do you know about the strange gap in planet sizes and its density? This gap is named the Radius Valley, or the Fulton Gap. It suggests that planets with a radius between 1.5 and 2 times the Earth's radius are rare. These planets can quickly develop a thick atmosphere of hydrogen and helium, which classifies them as gaseous planets. On the other hand, relatively smaller planets that can't hold such an atmosphere are classified as terrestrial bodies. So, by measuring the size and mass, you can observe the composition of an exoplanet, whether it be gas-rich in chemicals or a thin atmosphere on a rocky planet. You can picture rocky exoplanets like Earth or Venus, while gas-rich exoplanets resemble planets such as Jupiter and Saturn. Let's see how these exoplanets are made and how life is possible there. These planets form from protoplanetary disks, circumstellar disks of gas and dust around small stars. These disks surround a very bright star. It's unbelievable, but research has shown that it's typically 100,000 times brighter than the disk surrounding it. Do you think that the disk is still visible under this circumstance? Of course, it's challenging to observe. Then, how are we capable of these observations? That's where the role of Hubble's exquisite resolution, sensitivity, and high contrast imaging provided the answer to this question. The Hubble telescope can detect the glow of disks in infrared light. That's understandable. However, some people are curious to know precisely how exoplanets were discovered. When I searched for it, I was surprised as the history of exoplanets was so fascinating. Ever since scientists discovered that the stars were bodies similar to our Sun, people have speculated about the world that could orbit these stars. Giordano Bruno, an Italian philosopher, shared the idea that other stars can have their own planets. Later, various people began to claim that they had discovered so-called exoplanets. William Jacobs' statements gained popularity about exoplanets. He observed anomalies in the orbits of the stars in the 70 Ophiuchi, a binary star system that sits 16.6 light-years away from our planet. This signalled a planet orbiting the system. The first exoplanet was discovered in 1992. Excitingly, it wasn't just one planet, it was two, Poltergeist and Phobetor. In 1994, another tiny exoplanet called Drugar was discovered. Before we move on to the latest discoveries, let's subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any exciting updates about the wonders of space. In 2021, an international collaboration between NASA and CSA, the Canadian Space Agency, resulted in the launch of the largest space telescope ever. This telescope is known as the James Webb Space Telescope. This gave scientists hopes of revealing new worlds in ways never heard before. In 2023, this telescope helped in the confirmation of the existence of oxygen and carbon in the atmosphere observed on the distant planet HD 149026b. Well, you don't have to remember this hard name. You can simply name this planet Smetrios. This discovery is surprising because our gas giants, such as Uranus and Neptune, can only allow hydrogen and helium in their atmosphere, while this planet houses heavy elements. The concept behind this discovery is that the bigger the planet, the lighter the elements. In 2024, NASA revealed the presence of an Earth-sized exoplanet named Giles 12b. And what's exciting is that this planet is habitable. Yes, that's right, it is possible. Its average surface temperature is 42 degrees Celsius. The size is comparable to Venus, smaller than Earth. Now, which is the star? This exoplanet orbits an M-type star every 12.8 days. This star covers 7 planets. All are rocky and roughly match the Earth in size. James Webb Space Telescope seemed helpful for further exploration in this case. Now, you have a quick idea of exoplanets, so it's time to imagine living there. I'm going to discuss the 10 planets where life is possible. Number 10. TRAPPIST-1e. The TRAPPIST-1 system houses 7 planets with an appropriate temperature to offer human existence. It's been confirmed that the TRAPPIST-1e doesn't have a cloud-free, hydrogen-dominated atmosphere, so the scientists expected it to have a compact, hydrogen-free environment like that of our solar system's rocky planets. It supports the idea for the potential of life on this planet. But what about the atmosphere? It has no atmosphere at all. And guess what? There's no helium emission detected. Number 9. Proxima Centauri b. It's the Earth's closest known exoplanet, located just 4 light-years away. The mass is 1.27 times that of Earth's. It could be found within the habitable zone of this star. There are 2 theorized and potentially explainable cases for its atmosphere. In one scenario, the planet had a primordial hydrogen atmosphere that formed farther away from its surface. As a result, the water couldn't escape. On the other hand, it's possible that the water was converted into hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen would have been lost somewhere in space, leaving only oxygen and carbon dioxide, or one of them, in the atmosphere. What supports the idea that life is possible on this planet? So, here's the point. The planet orbits 1.5 million kilometers from the central star. That's a small distance, so it is placed in what is known as the habitable zone of a solar system where life is possible. Number 8. Kepler 1649c. This planet was discovered when scientists were analysing old observations from Kepler. The previous searches within a computer algorithm misidentified the information, but scientists took a second look at the signature and recognised a new planet. The most noticeable thing was that the size and estimated temperature are like Earth's. These factors make life possible there. Number 7. Kepler 452b. It's sometimes called Earth 2.0 or Earth's cousin. But why? Because the planet is similar to Earth in a few cases. For example, it takes 385 Earth days to complete one orbit of its star, which is very close to 1 Earth year. However, there's a temperature difference. It's a little warmer than Earth. Number 6. Kepler 442b. Compared to Kepler 452b, it takes 111.3 days to complete its orbit around the star. According to a NASA press release, it's 33% larger than Earth. It can sustain a large biosphere as it receives enough light. The researchers worked on various planets to determine if they could do photosynthesis. Kepler 442b could positively receive sufficient radiation from its star. Number 5. Kepler 186f. It was the first exoplanet that stayed within its star's habitable zone. It allowed water to remain on its surface and thus proved helpful for humanity. The exciting thing about this planet is that it's darker than Earth. At noon, its brightness matches the level of brightness on Earth, about an hour before sunset. We don't know whether this exoplanet has an atmosphere, so we can't determine what sunsets would be like here. Number 4. Kepler 62f. Kepler 62f covers 2 habitable zones in its solar system. Kepler 62f is a super-Earth with a mass and radius smaller than Neptune and Uranus but bigger than Earth. The equilibrium temperature is close to that of Mars. It's expected to have a rocky composition. Number 3. Kepler 69c. It's a confirmed super-Earth exoplanet. Like Kepler 62f, it's expected to have a rocky surface. There are controversies when it comes to life on this planet. Previous research shared that Kepler 69c could be habitable. However, further analysis showed that the planet doesn't touch the favourable point of the habitable zone. It may resemble Venus's surface temperature, making life impossible. Number 2. Kepler 22b. NASA's Kepler Space Telescope discovered this first known transiting planet to stay within the habitable area of a Sun-like star. The liquid water can remain on its surface. It is too far to be visible at night to the naked eye. Number 1. Gales 667cc. It's been declared the most Earth-like object known outside the solar system. It's just 22 light-years from our planet, as shared by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. It takes a mere 28 days to complete one orbit around its star. The star is a red dwarf, the term applied to cooler objects. Surprisingly, the amount of energy the star provides to Gales 667cc is comparable to the energy Earth receives from the Sun. So, that was all about the 10 exoplanets expected to support humanity's existence. Notably, scientists are continuously working and technology is evolving daily. Imagine watching this video on exoplanets after many years. Well, I can expect that possibility based on the enthusiasm with which the space industry is currently thriving. Perhaps one day you hear the news that a robot is visiting an exoplanet like the rovers on Mars. But the day is very far in the future. First, there's a need to understand how humans can travel faster and further in space. Companies like SpaceX and NASA are striving to get humans to Mars, and maybe their next mission will be on an exoplanet. Let's recall the important points before we leave. Exoplanets stay beyond our solar system. Exoplanets form from protoplanetary disks that surround a very bright star. In 1992, exoplanets Poltergeist and Phobetor were first discovered. The 10 exoplanets that can support life were TRAPPIST-1e, Proxima Centauri b, Kepler 1649c, Kepler 452b, Kepler 442b, Kepler 186f, Kepler 62f, Kepler 69c, Kepler 22b, and Gales 667cc. So, there you have it, guys. Do you wish to visit exoplanets? Of course, that would be a fantastic adventure. Which exoplanet do you think we would be able to explore first? Let me know in the comments which exoplanet you would love to visit. You can check out the list of 10 exoplanets again.